Hey guys, this is Jamie. So today I want to talk about Heated Rivalry, which I wanted to talk about for a while, but I didn't have the time to watch it. And specifically from my end, it was a hate watch because I didn't feel like I was interested in the book and I didn't feel like it was subject I'm interested in, despite, like liking sports and stuff. Specifically, like I do like watch football or like I I do kendo now, so it's not like I'm very uninterested in sports. And I have been interested in like sort of watching more hockey, but I haven't recently. But the point is, I do feel like the sports world is an interesting sort of thing to discuss gay relationships and specifically sort of address the dynamics and the homophobia. But I do have to say that like from the get-go, I did not enjoy Heated Rivalry. I felt that it was very felt that it was written from a straight woman's perspective, and I didn't feel anything queer about it factually. I know that I'm probably in more of the minority here, but I feel like Ilya was written very cliche in a way, even though there were certain parts which I was like, okay, they got this right, but I still feel like they didn't properly capture what it is to be a Russian sportsman. Like I was talking to my partner about it, and he was like, "This is literally like Gachimuchi for straight woman," and it does feel that way. Like I feel like they're just two straight dudes which are just sort of squished together to make like porn for straight women. And I guess this is where I'm in the minority because I do not feel that gay men should be used as porn for straight women. Like, and I feel like this is what I have an issue with. I feel like just because women obviously have face misogyny and oppression doesn't mean that they have to fetishize or sexualize or put down some other minority, which in this case is gay men. And specifically because this goes into fetishizing like a Russian gay man there, so bisexual man. And bisexuality and gay men in Russia are obviously oppressed. And this is not something that should be just used as a pornography porn. And frankly, it really revolted me. I felt that I have nothing against something more sex heavy. Like I really enjoyed Pillion with Alexander Skarsgård. I enjoyed from the recent ones Queer with Daniel Craig, which also has explicit sex scenes. But one thing is when you depict cruising accurately, or like an encounter, and another thing is when you depict it without the nuances, without all the layers. And I also didn't expect Heated Rivalry to have actually such poor production. I felt like there was like every 3 minutes there was like a cutscene, a time skip rather, and I was really even more disappointed than I expected. I felt like there was no build up, there was no tension, and it felt like sort of the preparation sex scene for their first time. It really felt like I was just watching like Twilight, only instead of Bella, we had like Shane from Heated Rivalry. So, frankly, I am disappointed. I don't know why some gay men are actually liking this because I feel like this just makes us even more sort of fetishized because we're depicted as something who we're not. We're just thrown into more of a scrutinized masculinity gaze, and there's nothing wrong sort of with a masked man. But one thing is when it's actually and accurately depicted by another man, and another thing is when it's depicted by a woman who just fetishizes. So that's pretty much my issue with the whole show. And I feel like I have talked about fetishization by women on this channel quite a lot. And sort of being a gay man, I do not want to be fetishized. I do not see myself as some reason for people to use as an accessory or some cheap porn. Just like obviously lesbians have issue with straight men jerking off to them, I have issue with straight women jerking off to gay men. And also, we have to say that the lesbians that are portrayed by straight men are not accurate, such as, and the same goes for gay men that are portrayed by straight women, they're not accurate because they are done in a fantasy way. And I feel like the problem is that because we do not have proper gay representation in hockey or in a lot of sports, it becomes a problem. Like, why are we sort of fetishizing the current toxic environments, not letting actual hockey players come out and tell their story, but instead we're painting a sort of fetish fantasy for women for no fucking good reason? And at the end of the day, this is the only representation we'll have. And again, I feel like there's nothing wrong with like a sex flick, but it has to be studied. It has to be sort of raised with awareness. Like for instance, Pillion still had sort of at the screenings a lot of like BDSM communities, BDSM gay men communities come and see it and sort of talk about it and critique it. While with the hockey one is just like woman talking about it and some like gay men who likes the likes of like Heartstopper, which was also a very bad flick. And the problem is like we have our issues. We need representation. We do not need fetishization. Just like lesbians suffer from fetishization, gay men are suffering from it right now. And like we've had it before, like with all the super hulok whatevers. And now we're sort of going back to it. And now when the world is being more homophobic, when we're having issues with a bunch of rights, we just do not need to be stuck back into the closet and then have some straight woman like jerk off to us, you know? So that's my issue with it. And I just like sat there kind of confused on like why am I watching this? And I do understand that obviously everyone has their own porn. Everyone has their own fetishization, their own not their own fetishization, but their own like kinks, their own sort of things that stay in the bedroom and turn them on. But another thing is when you're trying to pilot this as some sort of activism, because it's not. This isn't supposed to enlighten or shed awareness on a homophobic sort of hockey scene. In the end, it's just lip service with nothing. With really bad cliches, with terrible Russian in the dialogue as well, which was really weird to hear. So yeah, I was really fucking disappointed. And in general, I have spoken a lot about the fact that I do not enjoy being fetishized. I guess as someone who was like in hookup scenes very active at the time and who just, put himself out there. Like I really put myself out there. Like I enjoyed like hooking up, I enjoyed different scenes. I went into like kink stuff and like the dynamics are very different from what they're portraying. So in the end, it's like, why are you showing this? Why are you twisting something into a reality that is not true and is harmful? Because again, gay men are an oppressed community, and specifically like Russian gay men. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I understand that everyone has their own sort of kinks and desires and things that turn them on in the bedroom, but certain things, if they are gonna be, how to put this, if you put them if you put them in the open and they are infringing on someone's rights, you shouldn't be doing that. And that is what this problem, what hate rivalry in my opinion is. It's taken away activism and it's taken away visibility and scrutinized and just twisting it into something that it shouldn't even exist. Like we shouldn't have fetishization this day and age for lesbians or for gay men, factually, and for a bunch of different communities as well. Yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the matter. I'm sorry if I ended up a bit too harsh, but I am quite harsh in general. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you know someone who likes Heated Rivalry, feel free to send them this video. I really fucking hated that show, and like I wish I did not waste my time on it. And if you like this video, please feel free to follow me. I hate a lot of things. And feel free to click a like if you like this. Feel free to fight someone in the comments or start a fight yourself. Yeah, thank you very much for watching.